We're following breaking news off 20th and Larimer this morning. Denver PD confirming multiple people were shot and sent to the hospital. Just after 1 this morning, police shot an armed suspect. That shooting suspect is in critical condition. There are other victims from the incident who are in serious condition. We do have crews on scene and we're working to learn more. We'll update you as soon as we can.
Yeah, we want to start with our Christian Lopez, who's been live out there all morning on 20th and Larimer. Christian, what's the latest?
Well, investigators just left the scene. They were out here for hours. We know that multiple people were injured. Police are still not confirming how many people were shot. And it is quiet out here now, but take a look at this video from moments after that incident happened last night. It happened at around 1:20 in the morning, just as people were leaving the bars after a night out. Police noticed someone causing a disturbance, and they realized that this person was armed and dangerous.
Officers discharged their weapons and the party went down. Officers immediately began to render aid. At this time, they also became aware of other individuals within the crowd who had been injured as a result of this incident.
All victims were taken to the hospital. They are in serious or critical condition. Again, we are still working to learn exactly how many people were shot. We are going to stay on the scene and continue bringing you the very latest. And we do know that no officers were hurt. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Christian, thank you. Now here's a look at some of the other stories that we're following for your Sunday.
Well, today, Unidos US is touring around Denver to help educate our Latino and Hispanic communities on COVID-19 vaccines and boosters. That's because those groups continue to fall behind in getting vaccinated. So they'll be at Iglesia Anunciacion on Humboldt Street from 9:30 this morning until 6:30 p.m.
Today is the last day for the People's Tiny Home Festival. They'll have all kinds of tiny houses, ranging from places that people use as their primary home to vehicles that people use to travel the country. There'll be vendors who can help you create your dream home, and that's out in Loveland starting at 10 o'clock. It costs $10.
Lots to see and do. Well, a Berthoud family is trying to build an adaptive park in their community, and all you have to do today is buy some lemonade.
That's right. Lauren and Richard Bowling have 3 sons, twins Mac and Miles and Braxton. Miles developed cerebral palsy, which has impacted his mobility and forces him to use a wheelchair. Well, they're working with a park developer to build an adaptive playground for people of all abilities. The Bowlings have raised $430,000 of their $1 million goal. $5,000 of that has come from our Denver 7 Gives viewers. For more info on how to donate or where to find that lemonade stand, head on over to thedenverchannel.com.
And now to the weather, 9:02 on this Sunday morning, and be prepared for some high heat building in over the state for today. A bit hazy but sunny here across the metro areas. We take a live look over downtown Denver and up to Rocky Mountain National Park. Crystal clear conditions. Could be a wonderful day for a hike. Head to some higher terrain, get some that cooler air. 70s to 80s expected into many of our mountain towns. Right now we're already at 80 degrees at DIA, high 70s over Boulder, Broomfield, up through Fort Collins and Greeley. So we're warming up quickly into the mountains. Still 40s and 50s just off to our west, but further west of the divide you can see 60s filtering in to our northern and central mountains, and upper 70s, low 80s across the plains. It is going to be a hot one. High 90s expected. Could be a great day to hang by the pool. Definitely want to apply plenty of sunscreen. Our UV index will be at the high to near extreme level. So protect yourself and your pets and your family today. High of 98 degrees expected in Denver, well above our seasonal normal, with 80s, even some low 90s into the mountains. Even hotter tomorrow. We are expecting record-breaking heat on Monday. I'll take you through the full forecast still to come.
Well, this time tomorrow, things are going to be moving once again. The eastbound lanes of I70 are closed this weekend in Denver between Washington Street and 270. That's because we're nearing the end of the Central 70 project, which has been 4 years in the making. Crews will spend the rest of today realigning the lanes. That means eastbound traffic will use the new tunnel starting tomorrow morning. Then CDOT will focus on getting the westbound lanes in place.
We've been in a temporary scenario for those westbound lanes. We need to undo that temporary scenario, do some rework, and then ultimately put westbound into their final laneage come mid-September timeframe.
There is a detour in place to get around that closure. That will take drivers up I-25 to I-76, then to I-270, and then back onto I-70. The final piece of the puzzle is the park above those Central 70 tunnels. CDOT says it should be ready by the middle of November.
Been a long time coming. And I-70 isn't the only place with construction going on. If you drive Highway 285 to Buena Vista or southern Colorado, you do need to know about a major change happening. CDOT is closing a 20-mile section of the highway for 3 months. CDOT is replacing a poorly rated timber bridge near South Park, specifically between Fairplay and Antero Junction. So CDOT is closing Highway 285 and detouring traffic using Highways 9 and 24. CDOT says this detour should only add about 10 minutes to your drive. There will be detour signs in the area directing you around their work.
A missing paddle boarder on Dillon Reservoir has died. The Summit County Sheriff's Office confirmed the drowning this morning. Deputies recovered the body of the paddle boarder around 8 last night after that person had gone missing after a microburst in the early afternoon. The Sheriff's Office says the wind separated the man from his board and he was unable to keep his head above water. In a statement, Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimmons says our deepest condolences go out to the family and friends of the victim. These search and recovery events can be extremely long in duration. The longer they run, the more pain and anguish they can cause. I'm comforted that they were able to locate and recover the victim quickly and to bring closure to his family and friends. This morning, it is all hands on deck for cleanup after deadly flooding that hit in Larimer County Friday night. County officials tell us the mother and daughter were killed when their trailer was swept away in the floods. As of last night, County Road 44H is open for emergency access at this time. The National Forest Service has also closed a portion of Roosevelt National Forest to evaluate safety in that area. Here's the perspective from some people who witnessed that water coming in.
At that time, it sounded like a roaring, I don't know what.
Freight train.
Freight train, okay.
Suddenly
And I
this
looked
noise.
out and it's a black river and it's all kinds of huge waves with logs and boulders and everything in it. And Jim, of course, comes. I said, Jim, my gosh, come out here. This is really scary.
County officials tell us we could get an estimate on costs of damages today. They do not expect it to reach the threshold for federal aid, though. Multiple people are hurt this morning after an officer-involved shooting. We have crews at the scene and will continue to follow this breaking news all morning.
Plus, if you're having trouble making ends meet, there are state programs to help with rent, where you can find it next.